maybe you shouldn't hate Comic Sans. Hi, I'm Dylan, you're watching Loud and Jaded, and this is 5 crazy font origin stories. Buckle up for fun. Comic Sans, you know that font you hate for some reason that you don't even know? Yeah, well here's a few reasons why you might want to reconsider your stance. Comic Sans wasn't some grand masterpiece that somebody slaved over for years to bring to the world only to create one of the ugliest fonts ever. No, it was created in 3 days to be the speech bubble text for the freaking dog helper in Microsoft Bob. Not only that, but the font was inspired by some things you hold very dear. Comic Sans was based around the font used in Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, that's right. Batman made Comic Sans. Not only that, but Comic Sans actually performed exceptionally better than competing fonts on the low-resolution screens of the time. The only reason that you, the non-typographic genius, hate Comic Sans is because the Boston Phoenix started a banned Comic Sans hate festival against the font. And now, every graphic designer, aka person with Illustrator or Photoshop, has told you that if you use Comic Sans, you might as well be frickin' George Lucas. Yeah, it's an ugly font, but so are all these. It just happened to be ugly in a time when there weren't as many ugly fonts as there are today. Go ahead, Comic Sans it up. YOLO. That's probably the worst thing that's ever been done. YOLO in Comic Sans. You're welcome, Internet. Helvetica. You know that sexy, cool font that all your graphic design buddies are talking about? You know, the one that Apple uses and American Apparel uses? You know, that sexy font? Well, that font literally means boring. Designed in 1957 by Swiss Max Biedinger, it was created to be the most neutral font ever. Just like Switzerland. And like the Swiss, it's incredibly boring. Look at that font. It's just not interesting at all. At least Comic Sans tried to have a little fun. Well, its version of fun was shooting up heroin before going to its daughter's 5th birthday. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. Well, the thought of having fun, not the thought of ruining your daughter's life. Helvetica is actually an old way of saying the name Switzerland, which, for a lot of people, is a synonym of neutral or boring. Times New Roman. You know that font you had to use in middle school, otherwise your shitty history teacher would dock you a letter grade? Yeah, that font. Here's the crazy thing. Times New Roman was actually designed as a fun, fresh, exciting font that would challenge the antiquated reputation of the newspaper it was designed for, the Times in Britain. Yeah, nothing says fun like a good serif. Look how, like, legible it is. And they're all perfectly in line and your eyes can follow it so easily. Yeah, real fun. Arial, nope. Arial, yeah, that one. Arial is a symptom of the war between Apple and Microsoft for world domination. Apple had everyone's favorite Helvetica, and Microsoft didn't. And they really didn't want to pay royalties to Apple, so what they did is they ripped them off and made Arial. And yeah, it's pretty much up there for one of the most boring frickin' fonts ever. Arial just doesn't seem as hip as Helvetica because every person ever grew up with a shitty PC and nobody got Macs until they were in college. Impact. Another Helvetica ripoff that was intended for sexy, punchy, grabby advertising headlines, but now is just every 15-year-old's favorite font to use in school projects and is the font face of the dead meme Icon has cheeseburger. Also, if you look back over the past 60 years, pretty much all of the fonts are Helvetica ripoffs. Like, all of them. What's your favorite font, why, and what's its origin story? Let me know in the comments and I'll talk about my favorite comments in the next Monday comments video. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you clicked on my face to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.